Hey, what's up everybody in the FFBE Global Facebook group, and hello to everybody who sees this video on YouTube as well. Welcome to this week's Ask an Old Mog video. Usually we have a question, or I browse through the Facebook post to try and find some questions that I think are fun to answer, but sometimes I get a special request. Last week I got a special request from Emily, and this week I got another special request from Emily about something that's new in the game that I think is worth talking about, and that she thinks is worth talking about too, so we're going to talk about it. So let's take a look at Emily's question. It's actually more of a statement. I have a suggestion if you'd want to implement it somewhere, question mark, which is sort of a question and not a question. The Master's Card Emperor Gigantar stuff, if you have time in there. That's like a statement slash question, sort of not. And hopefully we got the name spelled right this time. We got the name spelled wrong last time. You know, who knows if we got it. You know, we'll try our best here. So let's talk a little bit about mystery crystals, Master's cards, Emperor Gigantars, all that stuff. So over time, we've had the opportunity to collect 10 mystery crystals, and we get these through various events that we've had. There's actually one going on right now that you can get. If you haven't yet, you should definitely go ahead and do it. But because there's only 10 in the game so far, they're a very limited resource. And up until now, they've not had any use. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull up the list of available mystery crystals we could have had at some point. We have had the opportunity, like I said, for 10 of them, and the list is loading very slowly, of course, but we've got it right here. Here we are. The list includes the event Lord of the Sewers, event Arbiters of Fate, event Chronicle Battle Vajra, event Chronicle Battle Rampaging Tetrasylphid, event Whole New World Underworld. You see what I'm saying? A lot of events. Event Chronicle Battle Gilgamesh. Event Scarlet Demon and Darkwing Destroyer. So some of these events were like one time and they're done. Like you can't do them anymore. Others are in the game long term. Chronicle Battle Golbez and Shadow Dragon, for example, is a long term event that we've got access to the mystery crystal. So some of these you can get only on a limited time basis. Some of these only are that are available all the time. Event Fort Vorn Sealed Sector Superfoe Boss Rush. Right? That was last week. It ended already. So if you didn't get that one, it's gone. And the one we can do right now, Behold the Dark Calamity. So, you know, that's 10 total. And if you've gotten all those, then you have 10 mystery crystals and you're good to go. If you've missed some, you're going to have to wait until you have 10 to reach our full potential for what these mystery crystals do. And we'll talk a little bit about that now. Up until just this week, or rather, you know, last week, they did not have a use, and now they have a use. Now you can trade them in for one of two different items, either an Emperor Gigantar, which is going to you're going to use this to raise a unit's maximum level by 1, or a Master's card, which gives a 7-star max unit a Vision card slot. I'm going to show you real quick how to find these. If you go into the game and you go to the shop tab right here at the bottom, go to the special shop. And then we're going to just swipe over a couple spaces. Right? We now see the mystery crystal shop, and you can trade in your 10 mystery crystals right here for one of these two items. And that's really all there is to it. You just pick which ones you want and you trade them in. So the question then becomes, how do you decide, right? So let's talk a little bit about Gigantars first. Raising a unit's maximum level up to 130, so you can do it 10 times, with an Emperor Gigantar effectively raises their base stats by a total of 10%. Not their maximum possible stats. It's 1% per level, and it's only increasing to their base stats. Okay, so it's not like whatever their stats are after you fully equip them with all their gear and everything else. No, it's whatever they start with, you're increasing by 1% per level. And it also increases the overall damage for any abilities that calculate that damage with the unit's level in mind. So the number sounds really small, right? 1% per level and plus, you know, a small bump in the level that you are. But it does actually amount to a fair amount of damage. And so it's very worth it to put it on a damage dealing unit, not like a support unit, not like a tank. You're going to get the biggest bang for your buck off of a damage dealer. In particular, one that is either very flexible and thus often used, so you're going to get a lot of value out of it, has very high base stats, or has an extremely high damage output already. In particular, one that has a strong multi-hit attack. So really strong contenders in that area are going to be units like Graph, or units like Esther, who's going to be used pretty much all the time because their main attack is non-elemental, and you can imbue them with whatever element you want. I'm thinking Roberta could be a decent option, maybe not your best option. Roberta's brand new in the game yesterday. So we're looking for units that can be flexible or are just absurdly powerful and are only going to get better as we start to get more and more stuff. Angela's a potential for that if you've got an Angela. But don't like go stick this on a unit that's like not that good, that you never use, or is not going to get a lot of value. You might think, oh, I'm going to make them 10% stronger and have 10 more levels on there. Well, that's great. If their ability's no good, you're going to just basically be polishing up this like not very good ability to make it just a slightly less not good. And that's not really a good use of a limited time resource, a limited availability resource. You want to put them on the best bang for your buck. Now, there's a lot of math involved in that and figuring that out. I'm going to say go with your gut. The good news is there are things in the game called eraser cactars that you can use to get all those Emperor Gigantars back to use on another unit. So if you make the wrong choice, you can undo it. The problem is we only have one of those so far, and that's it for right now. I'm sure at some point we'll get more of them. I'm sure at some point we'll have a way to get them, but we don't have them yet. You can get all 10 of your Emperor Gigantars back, but only one time. So you want to kind of make the right choice right now. Or if you're not sure, just wait. If you're not pushing really, really hard for that super high Dark Vision score, don't worry about this right now. Do it later. Even if you've got all 10 and you think, oh, I'll just get them back later. If you're not really sure, just wait. It's not going to hurt anything, okay? So let's talk a little bit about the other option, right? The Master's card. At the current time, the Master's card, using it to give a 7-star unit a vision card is not suggested. And there's two reasons for this. One is that the bonus abilities that cards are supposed to give 7-star units were not implemented for some reason. We don't know why, but they weren't. So if you go into, I'll give you an example of what we're talking about here. If we go into our vision cards and we find one, I'll just pull one up randomly. You see the slot is there. This slot is supposed to be a slot that's used for a bonus ability for a 7-star unit if that 7-star unit has, or if the card has one. But no cards got them, even cards that are supposed to have them. So because that feature was not implemented and 7-stars do not get special benefit to using vision cards, why would you use a resource on it? It's not going to make them that much better. It's going to make them a little better, but not that much better. The other reason to hold off on that is that we only have a possible maximum 10 mystery crystals right now. So using one on a vision card slot for a unit that's not going to be doing near as much damage as a Neo Visions unit, especially an EX+3 Neo Visions unit, it's going to lower the possible maximum level of a very strong unit. So if I for example went in and said, oh, I'm gonna give my Biggs and Wedge a vision card, and I'm gonna give my Sylvie a vision card because I use Sylvie and Biggs and Wedge nonstop. Okay, well that's 2 vision cards down, and now I can only put 8 level increases into my Esther, for example, if I had one. I'm not that lucky. But if it lowers the possibility of what you could have if you're pushing for that extreme damage. Why would you do that right now? Maybe later when we have more mystery crystals available to us, but for right now, it's just not really recommended. So that's pretty much it. So we've either got Gigantars, the Emperor Gigantars, or the mastery cards, which we have already decided are not really that worth it. So then it boils down to, what unit do you want to put your Gigantars in? And so, I'm gonna put those back on the screen there just so you've got them to think about, how you're gonna get the biggest bang for your buck out of those units. You're gonna have to kind of look through your units and decide for yourself. If you're really, really interested in the math and like a really long video, can I suggest Levidelli's video? It's about an hour long that talks about all the math that goes into figuring this out. And I'm a smart person. I would say I'm not like the smartest person on the planet, but I'm not a math person, and so I struggle with like understanding all the ins and outs of like, oh, you should pick this person over that person because this person starts with 391 base stats as opposed to 412 base stats, and it's way over my head. So like I'm not using my crystals yet, just because I don't like have super extreme hardcore, crazy units that I definitely want to spend them on and not risk not getting them back right now. So I'm holding off. But if you really like to dig into that math, I highly recommend that video. Go take a look at it. It was a good video for me to listen to while I was driving home. Let's just put it that way. A lot of details, a lot of information, not a lot visually to look at. It's a lot of information to absorb. It was enjoyable. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I'm not a math person. So there's that. If you've got questions about that, like I said, I'm not the expert on it, but I did want to kind of go over the basics of what you can do with these cards and mystery crystals and Emperor Gigantars, just to try and address that topic. And there it is. So if you've got a question you want to see in next week's video, please drop a comment or a message in the FFBE Global Facebook group. We'd love to try and go into some more stuff next week. Hopefully, if you're having a good week and you're taking good care of each other, because we like that in our community. And we hope to see you in next week's video, which should be out next Friday. Who knows what it's going to be? It could be anything, and you can decide that. All right, take care. Have a good one.